So this is my final assessment and I will present you to my proposal of scriptsy. So this is my final assessment and I want to present you my proposal of scriptsy. The first thing I will tell about research design or method. My title of my proposal is Teachers and Students' Perspective Towards the Use of 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens by Sean Covey in L2 reading class. And my research questions are RQ1. RQ1 is how is Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens used in L2 reading class? RQ2. What are teachers' views on the uses of Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens towards the development of L2 reading? And RQ3 is what are students' views on the uses of Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens toward their development of L2 reading? So far, there is no researchers has conducted a study on the use of the books of 7 Habits of Highly Teens in intensive reading class because uh, this book is used in intensive class reading. So this is study would be the first study of teachers and students' perspectives towards the use of 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens by Sean Covey in L2 reading class. This study will be conducting by qualitative method to gather the data from the participants, and furthermore, qualitative method also be used to understand particular phenomena that happen with the participants in the field. As qualitative method is used in this research, interpretivism paradigm is applied and the researchers and I choose observation and interview to gather the data. And the next is about research participants. This study will be conducted in private university in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. The participant will be from English Language Education Department or ELED students that having class in intensive reading class. Furthermore, for the interview, there will be one lecturer and 6 students from English Language Education Department or ELED. The selection of 6 students will be based on their experience of using the book of the 7 Habits of Highly Teens during the intensive reading class by their class lecturers for at least one semester. The 6 students who were selected as participants to be interviewed will later respond all res- rep- sorry, I'm repeat again. The 6 students who were selected as participants to be interviewed will later represent all students in intensive reading class who are learning to use the 7 Habits of Highly teens book. Moreover, the consideration for the students is also based on the observation in the classroom. And the next is about research instrument. Okay. In order to collect the data in this study, I would use qualitative method, where the qualitative method consists of observation and interviews. I would use observation checklist to see how the atmosphere of the class when the lecturer used the book of 7 habits of high teens in intensive reading classroom. In the observation, I can see the students and I can choose who will be interviewed for my study. And then, as I have for my research question 1, I would use observation and interview to gather the data from the participants. Then, for research question number 2, I would use interview to gather the data from the teacher. And the last is for my research questions number 3, I would use interview to gather the data from the six students that I chose when I conduct the observation. And then about ethical considerations. When conducting observations and interview in this study, distributing informed consent forms must consider several ethical considerations, such as confidentiality and anonymity. In this study, all participants were given a consent form before improving them in the study. In the consent form, participants have a choice whether they wish to participate in the study or not. If they didn't want to participate, they can simply put their signature on the consent form. Otherwise, if they want to participate this study, they can choose to fill out the consent. They can choose to put their signature in the consent form. And the study will not be conducted. Sorry, I'm repeat again. In the consent form, participants have a choice whether they want to participate in the study or not. If they want to participate, they can simply put their signature on the consent form. Otherwise, They do not need to fill out the information consent form. Thus, the study will not be continued if the participants have not agreed to participate in this study, and I will not force them to participate this study. Research ethics is important in our daily life research endeavors and requires researchers to protect the dignity of their subjects and to properly publish research information. Okay, the next is about sequence of data collection and analysis. And this is my table for my sequence of data collection and analysis. So in this study, as I mentioned before, qualitative research method will be applied by conducting observation and then from the result of these observations, there will be a selection of participants to be interviewed. Before making observations, I will first ask for permission from the lecturer concerned to be able to make observation in the interview reading class according to the predetermined targets. The consent form also includes consent to interview related lecture. The time of observation, I will focus on the phenomenon that occurs when using the book of 7 Habits of Highly Teens because this is related to the answer that will be used to answer RQ1. I will also look at the students for interviews while observing and seeing the consent form previously given to students prior to observation. I will select 6 of the selected students to conduct the interview, and also one lecturer who teaches the class concerned. The 6 students who were selected as participants to be interviewed will later represent all students in the intensive reading class who are learning use the 7 Habits of Highly Teens book. The interview will be conducted in a semi-structured manner and in Indonesian so that there is no miscommunication and participants can provide their answer accurately and honestly. Interviews with the lecturer aim to answering RQ1 and RQ2, while interviews with 6 selected students will be aimed at answering RQ1 and RQ2. After the interview, the data will be translated into English for further analysis, which will then be given a code for each data. Then, thematic analysis is used to analyze the interview data by reading and analyzing the code. Observations that have been made previously also aim to gain a deeper understanding of how to answer RQ1. Furthermore, the coding will be given a theme along with interview data theme. The data collection and analysis are illustrated by this step.